What is going on, guys? Jack here and welcome to episode 33 of the Bristol Rovers career mode series. And in this episode we're going to start things off by going into a game against Walsall. I think that's how you pronounce it, Walsall, or I think it's Walsall. I really can't pronounce that name anyway. I probably should be able to pronounce it, but I'm crap at pronunciations. Anyway, we're going into this game against Walsall, and I think that they are mid-table currently. I know that we are currently top of the table, if I'm right in saying. We'll be able to see the table in a minute. I know a few of you have been asking to see the league table. I show it pretty much every game at the start of the episode, so that's really when you're going to be seeing it if you want to see it. So we're going to have a look at the table right now, and this game, if we could win this game, that would be really, really good because that would put us in good stead. And you see Charlton Athletic are 5 points behind us now. If we win this and they lose their game, we are 8 points ahead of them. Yeah, 8 points. I can do my maths, I know. And you can see that we're going into this game. And in the 5th minute, we get a very good chance with Emile Sinclair. Crossed in by, I think that might have been Ryan Gould, but he couldn't apply the finish. It's something that I've been really struggling with Emile Sinclair this season. Finishing in the penalty area. He's just not that consistent, I guess you could say, at finishing, and that's proved a real struggle for me because I do need a clinical finisher. And what I may go and do is do a swap deal for David Clarkson in exchange for, I think it's Barnsley's striker. He's the same age as David Clarkson, but he has got some immense stats. I'm pretty sure he's a little bit higher overall. But if I can get some extra funds, I'm definitely going to be purchasing that guy because he's the second top goal scorer. But luckily, thank you, Emile Sinclair, finally gets through and scores after making a huge mistake with that volley. I can't really say it's a huge mistake, to be honest. A player with 57 finishing, I can't expect him to score wondrous volleys like that, but at least he managed to finish that one off. I think that was Ryan Gould that set him up there, and it's a really good little kind of clever through ball there because it was meant to really go to Ryan Brunt, I think that was, on the right striker position, but in the end it does fall to Emile Sinclair and he tucks it away nicely into the top right hand corner. Really good goal there. Thought that might have been offside from Ryan Brunt, but nevertheless I'm going to take that, and that is a really good goal. 2-0 just before half time against Walsall, and two fantastic goals, I have to admit, from Emile Sinclair, really making up for the fact that he did miss a couple of sitters really already in this game. So it could have been 4-0 in this game, but those are some two tidy goals to show there. Really good goals, and Emile Sinclair, it says he's in excellent form. I'd say he's kind of in on and off form, really. You know, he's not really that consistent, if I'm going to be honest with you. If he was a little bit more consistent, he'd be playing over Max Clayton for sure. And nevertheless, though, we do go into half-time at 2-0. And like I did say, he is a little bit more, I guess he's a bit better attack positioning-wise than Max Clayton. And Max Clayton, of course, he did score in the last episode. I think he got a hat-trick, which was really good for him. And I think this episode, I'm recording this on a Wednesday. This may go up on a Thursday or a Friday. I'm not sure yet. Because I'm doing a massive recording spree session kind of thing. And you can see that we had 8 shots, 5 on target to Walsall's 2 shots and 1 on target. So we were dominating the game completely, and we did deserve our lead at half-time. Really great performance from Emile Sinclair. I give him a lot of stick, and I really shouldn't, and I guess that's due to the fact that when he does make mistakes, I'm very disappointed with him. But why not have a crack there, Durrell Barry, having a long shot from outside of the box, passes it from Emile Sinclair, and unfortunately that just dips wide of the post. It was a really good long shot, but it just didn't have the finishing touches to it. That would have been a very tidy goal to make it 3-0 and seal up the game for sure. When you get a 3-0 lead, it's very hard for the AI to get back into the game. They do make a lot more mistakes, and you can see here Ryan Brunt lays off Durrell Barry, and despite the fact that Durrell Barry has about 43 crossing, he crosses that in and makes it 3-0. And who's in the box? Gary Kenneth. What's he doing up front playing as a striker? He's a centre-back, for crying out loud. But for some reason, he decided that he wanted to have a pop at goal, and he manages to score with his big bald head. That's a really good finish from him. And a surprising fact that you're going to see in a minute, and that is Gary Kenneth has scored more goals in the Football League One than Emile Sinclair, which is kind of hard to believe, but it's very, very true. He scored about 3 or 4, and that's his 4th there, or 5th, I'm not 100% sure, but that's his 4th or 5th goal there in the Football League 2, making it 4-0. Absolutely ridiculous stuff there from Gary Kenneth. Don't know what he's doing playing as a striker, but in this game he just kind of felt like he wanted to do what he wanted, and that does really seal off the victory, to be honest. And you can see here, I think it does show, yeah, Gary Kenneth has scored 3 goals in the Football League 1, 2 coming in this game, which is absolutely incredible for a centre-back. But I think it might have been because I was playing him in midfield in this game, because I needed another centre-back to track back, but he certainly wasn't tracking back. He was getting goals, you know, left, right and centre, and we do end the game at 4-0, an emphatic result considering our centre-back managed to bag 2 goals, and also Emile Sinclair getting a few tidy goals, a couple of really good goals in there as well, and that's really impressive to see from him. I really do want to see him grow into a better player, because although he's one of the oldest strikers that are at the club, I think he does have the potential to grow a little bit more at the moment, and that would be great if he actually can. And once again, the Bristol Rovers board were like, no, you cannot have additional funds, which was really, really frustrating, because I did want to have additional funds for the January transfer window, which is fast approaching. I'm pretty sure it's November now. We'll have a look in a minute. It is currently, yes, the 11th of November. So we've got about a month and a half left to the January transfer window. And if I'm going to be making any decent signings, or any signings at all, because I have about 18 grand and £100 in wage budgets. So if I'm going to be making any signings, if the board want me to have success this season, they need to give me some money, and they need to give it to me fast, because I really want to make some signings, and I am reading all your suggestions down in the comment section below when you do make them. So be sure to comment if you do want to see a certain player at the club, because I will try and go for them if I have the sufficient wage and transfer budgets to go for the player. But into this game against Rotherham United, which is, I think, yeah, James Hansen's club. Pretty sure we sold him for about £500,000, which is ridiculously expensive. They got completely ripped off there, did Rotherham United. But this game was very, very boring. We had 3 shots on through on target. They didn't have a shot on target. It was one of those games where chances were very slim, and those 3 shots on target, I'm pretty sure that they weren't on target, because otherwise I would have showed them, and they probably would have been good chances that would have led to goals. But you can see here, it wasn't until the 52nd minute where we get a very good chance here. Pretty sloppy pass. I don't know what I was doing there. I was expecting it to fall to Ryan Gould, but instead it fell to Clayton. But nevertheless, we pick up the ball again after losing possession. And some nice passing play here. Hughes passes it down to John Joe O'Toole, passes it back to him, and then a through ball to Gould, who finds the run of Joe Widdowson, our left back, and he crosses it in, and a nice little cheeky header there from Ryan Brunt to get another goal this season. I think that is Ryan Brunt, yeah, is in the number 9 shirt, I can tell, because he is our number 9, he is our top goal scorer, he is our beast, and I will not be selling him for sure in this transfer window, probably not even in the next transfer window or the next one, because if he's going to be scoring cheeky little goals like that here and there, which are really important in these kind of matches, why would I get rid of him? It's as simple as that. He's just been fantastic for me. He's been probably the best player in the series, bar Mildenhall. But Mildenhall has retired, if you have been with this series a while, and since the beginning, as Mildenhall was 35 years old in goal, and he did decide to retire, which was a big loss. And of course we're going to be losing Matt Gill at the end of this season as well. But I've taken your advice, and I'm not going to be playing him as much. I'm going to leave him on the bench, although I will give him the odd game, because people have been telling me to play players like Shaquille Hunter, who has at least 80 potential. So that's what I will do in the future now, and I have listened to your advice. But a really nice through ball there from Gerard Hughes, getting confused there with the Derby County central midfielder. But they're similar names, similar kind of players, I guess. But Ryan Gould does get played through there by Hughes, and a poor attempt at goal, really. I thought he would have made a little bit more of that, considering he does have 5-star weak foot. And right there, Gary Kenneth once again having a crack at goal. I was playing him at central midfielder again in this game to see if he could bag himself another goal, I guess, because he got 2 in the last game. Why can't he get 1 in this episode or in this game? And we get a corner, and unfortunately this game was just very hard because Rotherham United, they did have a solid defence, and I can understand why they paid £500,000 for James Hansen's services, but he just wasn't in the game at all, and their defence was just rock solid. You can see their shot after shot after shot was just blocked off, and the game does end 1-0. So thanks to Ryan Brunt's little cheeky dink header, I guess you could say. And that does mean that we go through in the cup, in the J Paint Trophy, to the next round. Let's see if we can win this. That'll be a nice way to get our first piece of silverware as Bristol Rovers manager. But guys, if you have enjoyed this episode of Career Mode and want daily Career Mode from me, please be sure to hit 35 likes for another episode tomorrow. And if you are new to this channel, subscribe for more daily content, because this is where manager mode is going to be. And if you do enjoy this series, if you want any other series on this channel, leave it down in the comment section below. It'd be interesting to see what you guys want to see, and I'll see you next time for another episode. Thanks for watching.